Hello champions and welcome back. I hope you had an excellent break and are ready to dive right back into math. We are going to crush division, starting with dividing using multiplication facts. By the end of this week, you'll be able to divide by one-digit numbers. You'll be an expert. And by the end of this unit, you'll be able to divide by two-digit numbers. Let's jump right in. I know you can do it, and so does Mr. Smiles. He's got his thumbs up. We're ready to go. Look down at the bottom of page 2, and let's start by filling in our multiplication tables to get us ready for today's lesson. Start by filling in your 2's on your paper, then entering them on the screen. Check to make sure you have your 2's correct. Now fill your 3's in on your paper, then enter them on the screen. Check to make sure you have your 3's correct. Now fill in your 4's on your paper, then enter them on the screen. Check to make sure your 4's are correct. Now write your 5's on your paper, then enter them on the screen. Check to make sure your 5's are correct. Now write your 6's on your paper, then enter them on the screen. Check to make sure your 6's are correct. Now write your 7's on your paper, then enter them on the screen. Check to make sure your 7's are correct. Now write your 8's down on your paper, then enter them on your screen. Check to make sure your 8's are correct. Now write your 9's down on your paper, then enter them on your screen. Check to make sure your 9's are correct. Now that we've got our multiplication facts down, let's jump into our do now. Let's do our do now. 345 times 15. Well, when I multiply 345 times 15, remember, that's like multiplying 5 times 345 and 10 times 345 and adding the partial products. Let's start. 5 times 5 is 25. I would carry the 2. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 more is 22. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 more is 17. I'm finished multiplying by the 5, so I'm going to cross it. And now I'm going to drop a 0, because 1 is in the tens place, so I'm multiplying by 10, not just 1. Now I can multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 3 is 3. My last step is to add my partial products. 5 plus 0 is 5, 2 plus 5 is 7, 7 plus 4 is 11, and 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5. The answer is 5,175. Now you try 238 times 24. 238 times 24 is 5,712. Last week, we also learned how to multiply three-digit numbers. Let's try one. 156 times 247. Remember, this is the same as multiplying 7 times 156 plus 40 times 156 plus 200 times 156. Let's get started with 7. 7 times 6 is 42. I would carry the 4. 7 times 5 is 35, plus 4 more is 39. I would carry the 3. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 3 more is 10. I'm finished with the 7 in the ones place, so I move to the tens place. I drop a 0 because 4 is in the tens place. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 more is 22. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. Now I'm done in the tens place, so I'm going to drop 2 zeros because 2 is in the hundreds place. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. Now I can add. 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5. 1 plus 6 plus 1 is 8. The answer is 38,532. Now you try one. What's 382 times 195? 382 times 195 is 74,490. Great job on your do now. Let's move into our lesson for today. Turn to page 3. Let's read our game plan problem together. Justin needs to save $35 to buy a video game. He earns $5 per week doing his chores. How many weeks will Justin need to work to save up $35? What operation is this problem asking us to do, and why? Well, this problem is asking us to divide $35 into groups of $5 and see how many groups of 5 are inside that 35. We need to divide because we're splitting $35 into equal groups. Now I can draw a model to represent this problem. I can draw rows of 5 until I get to 35. Do that on your paper now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. I can count and see how many 5s are inside of 35. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He would have to work for 7 weeks. Another way to think about this is, I know that I'm dividing 35 into groups of 5. I know that multiplication is putting together equal groups. So, how many groups of 5 would make 35? Or 5 times what equals 35? Well, the answer is 7. Justin will need to work 7 weeks. Here are some key terms about division. Division, write this on line number 1, means splitting into equal groups, sharing, or repeatedly subtracting the same number over and over. The dividend, D-I-V-I-D-E-N-D, dividend, is the number that's being split apart. The divisor, D-I-V-I-S-O-R, is the number you're dividing by. And that can either be the number of groups or the number in each group. When you divide, the answer or result is called the quotient, Q-U-O-T-I-E-N-T. And if the divisor is the number of groups, the quotient is the number in each group. If the divisor is the number in each group, the quotient is the number of groups. And the remainder, we won't have that today, but in division, the remainder is anything that's left over after you split your quantity into equal groups. Let's do another example. Ruth rode her bike for a total of 24 kilometers in the past 3 days. She rode the same distance every day. How many kilometers did Ruth bike each day? What is this problem asking us to do, and why? It's asking us to divide 24 divided by 3 because we are splitting 24 into 3 equal groups. Draw a model to represent this problem. Well, I know that I have 24, and I'm splitting that 24 up into 3 equal groups. So I need to find 3 times what equals 24. 3 times what is 24? 8 is the answer. Ruth biked 8 kilometers each day. Now you try the next 2 examples. Wilma can skate around the park in 5 minutes. How many laps can she skate in 20 minutes? This problem is asking me to split 20 minutes into groups of 5 minutes. So I need to find 5 times what equals 20. When I do that, I find that Wilma can skate 4 laps in 20 minutes. Now try the next one. A toy store has 54 hula hoops, which are evenly divided among 9 racks. How many hula hoops are hanging on each rack? 6 hula hoops are on each rack. This problem asked us to divide 54 hula hoops into 9 equal groups. That means we need to ask 9 times what equals 54. 9 times 6 equals 54. You've done a great job with this video. Go back to Google Classroom and follow the instructions to get onto the IXL practice. You're going to do a great job.